Hello everyone and welcome to my video. I just want to quickly show you what I was trying to show you yesterday, and as you can remember, we have 4 surveys. One is a getting started, and if they're eligible they will do the Coke type survey. Based on the Coke type survey results, they will either do the Coke Zero vote survey or the Diet Coke vote survey. So I'm just going to go into my RMS 11 instance. And I'm going to first of all configure the imports. So what I do is I just click create new import. The first thing I want to do is an import for the getting started survey results. I'm going to label this as getting started, and I want both of these values, and I'm going to save that import. I'm going to create another one. I'm going to say, and that one is for the Coke type survey. Label it as Coke type survey. I want these attributes as well. I'm going to then, so that's the Coke preference and Coke amount. I'm going to save that, and I just need to create 2 more Moniox. One for Coke Zero vote, and copy and paste it, and you can label this as whatever you want, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to create another one for Diet Coke vote survey. That's that. Vote, and I'm just going to get Diet Coke vote. I'm going to create a new field and map it to that field, and just to see a just want to go back and make sure this one was done right. I'm pretty sure it was. Now I'm going to go and create the groups. The first thing I want to do is create a group for people who are eligible, and there's a number of things I'm looking for in this study. I want them to be in Australia. I'm going to add a new rule. I want them to be young, and I want them to have an income of 40 to 50k, and I'm going to label this as we could say unlock Coke type, or let's say Coke type survey eligible. And I'm going to save this, and there's a few more groups I need. One is Coke Zero vote eligible users. Something off my B key, and this will be based on their Coke preference. So if they are, and not only that, but I also want to target, I want to do a survey with people who drink a lot of Coke. So this one is Coke Zero vote eligible, and my requirement is they drink Coke Zero and they drink 5 or more every day. So I'm going to save that. I need another one for Diet Coke vote eligible users, and again I'm going to select Coke preference as the condition, and Coke amount again 5 or more, and that's all I'm looking for. So any user who has these attributes, I want them to be do the next survey. So I'm going to go back to my app and then into my study, and I want to configure my workflow. So according to this, I'm going to design this study, and according to this I want to create a few things. One is I want people who pass the initial survey conditions, I want them to go and do the Coke type survey. So I'm going to call this getting started pass, or yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to go to groups. I'm going to say Coke type survey eligible. I might as well label this as no. That's good enough. And as a result, I want this to unlock. Well, I haven't created the surveys, so I should probably go and create the surveys first. Survey number 1 is, keep in mind I haven't added any participants yet. I'm just going to get surveys from Web Survey Creator. I'm going to label them getting started. And that's all I want to do at this stage. I'm going to create another survey and go and get it from Web Survey Creator. This is Coke type survey. And that's all I want to do for this one. 2 more. Coke 0 vote. And another survey which is Diet Coke vote, and save. So that's all done. My surveys are added to my study. I'm going to go to workflow. I'm going to create a new workflow rule. One is Coke type survey unlock. Probably makes more sense to label it like that. And my only condition here is that they are eligible. So I'm going to go and create the group I created, select the group I created earlier, Coke type survey eligible. Action type, I want to, when this happens, if they are eligible, I want to unlock survey, Coke type survey. I'm going to do that by changing its status to in progress. I want to add another action. That action is to send a push message and say Coke type survey unlocked. Let me save that. So that's my first workflow rule. The second one, and 2A, is if they are eligible for Coke 0 votes, which is a group we created earlier, I want to unlock this survey here. So I simply do that by selecting the survey, changing its progress, and I want to send a push message that says go and vote for Coke 0. And I'm going to label this as Coke 0 vote unlock. And that's all I want to do. Create that, and I want to create 2 more. But let's just, for the sake of this one, let's just create 1 more, and I'm going to call this 2C. I'm going to say Diet Coke vote unlock, and I'm going to select the group I created earlier, which is Diet Coke unlock. I'm going to change the survey status of the Diet Coke vote survey to in progress. I'm going to send them a push message that says Diet Coke vote unlocked. I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to go to, first of all, participants, and I'm going to add some participants. I do that from the app level so they can get the invitation, which they don't have now, but I'm going to import some sample participants, upload that. They're all in the database now. As you can see, some of them are in Australia, some of them are in Vietnam. So I'm going to go back to my study, and you will see that now I can invite them to the study. So as you can see, that number is going up. There's 15 participants in the database. Emails are still coming through. So far 14 people have received the invitation code, including 4-out test box, 3-out test box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 users in Australia. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to add 1 user who is in Vietnam, participant I should say. So they're all pending invitations. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to go and register on the mobile apps and as participants, and I'm also going to accept the invitation. So I'm going to pause it now. Okay, so I'm back, and basically what I did is I added the participants to the study, and I also went and registered as participants, and as you can see they're all logged in now. There are 3 in Australia and 1 in Vietnam. I go back and I go to my Getting Started survey, which is the first one, and I add the participants to that survey. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the apps, and I'm basically going to go into the studies. It's a missing image there. We'll fix that. It's easy. But I am going to show you how different groups, different participants fall into different groups. So if we go back to our groups, if you remember, or the workflow, our condition was that we want people in Australia aged between 21 and 30 with an income of 40 to 50k, and in this case I want 3 of the users, participants in Australia to be, 2 of them to be eligible. So I'm going to say between 40 and 50, the correct age, and submit. 40 and 50, correct age. This one, however, 40 and 50, I want him to have the correct income, but I want him to be too old. So I'm going to submit. Now this guy, he's in Vietnam, but he does have the correct income and age, but I want him to also be not eligible. So I'm just going to go back here and bang. Immediately we see 2 more surveys here because both of these guys were eligible. So Coke type survey, and if we go back to this survey and refresh the screen, you will see all of the surveys are complete. Now when we go into the second survey, we only see 2, which is what we wanted. So now, based on the survey results, I want these guys to go and do the Coke Diet Coke vote survey or the Coke Zero vote survey. So I want this guy to, and if you remember, the requirement was that they would drink Coke Zero and they would drink 5 or more. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to say I drink 5. This guy says I drink 6. He drinks Diet Coke and he drinks Coke Zero. So they both qualify to go and do the final survey. Now if I go back to my study and if I refresh this screen, and bang, here they are. So now you will see, and we have a duplicate issue here, which is easy to fix, but now you can see this has unlocked the Coke Zero survey. Submit, submit, done, done. And there's an issue here, small bug, we will fix it, but it's basically sent this user this survey twice. That's an easy fix. And that's it. So when we go into the imports manager and we'll look at attributes, look at Coke vote and filter, you will see there's only one person. And if we look at variables or survey completes, you will see in total there's been 4 of them did the getting started, 2 of them did the Coke type survey, 1 did the Diet Coke vote, and 1 did Coke Zero vote. If we look at attributes, and if we look at this vote, that's the answer we chose on the mobile app. And if we look at this one, you'll see this guy voted for yes. Coke preference filter, 1 was Coke Zero, 1 was Diet Coke. So that information is all in the database, and yeah, that's basically a good demonstration of workflow, how workflow is going at this stage. And this is probably the end of my my video. Hopefully you watched it. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.